when I found this cute little ghostie on Etsy, I just knew I had to make something with him, and this week's Memory Decks Monday was the perfect time to test him out. So I'm going to turn this little shaker ghostie into a Memory Decks card. I will share the link for him down below, so that will be in the description for you. So will all of the links to the other ladies taking part in Poochie's Memy Mondays. Make sure to check out all their channels for the last instalment and for the giveaways. So everybody is hosting a giveaway, everyone has their own rules to enter, all that sort of thing. So make sure to check out each of the lovely ladies linked down below. I have put my little ghost onto some acetate and I've stitched around the edge of him, and now I'm just cutting it out so that the acetate is the right shape. I did already go ahead and add the little facial features onto my ghostie. And when I cut it out, the pieces, the mat moved. So the pieces are missing some of the little bottom squiggly bits, but it works out fine. Works out fine this time. Just sticking all the different layers together. I used a really pretty holographic card for this. I think it looks really spooky sweet. Popping his arms onto some black card there to make them a bit more stable while I stitch them. So if I ran those through the sewing machine without the black card underneath, the machine would just eat them. So the black card means that it's much easier for me to stitch around them. Layering up all my different SVG pieces. You get all of the pieces to make a regular ghost and all of the pieces to make a shaker ghost within the SVG, so that's really handy. Of course, I decided to make a shaker because I love any excuse to add sequins. And the SVG actually has little perforated marks where you need to add the facial features and the arms, which is really handy. Just adding the arms on now with some double-sided tape. Minding the tape out of the way so you can't see it through the shaker window. Then realise there's another piece to put on anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Pop that down with some double-sided tape. I'm using a mixture of wet glue and tape for this one. You definitely could cut all of these pieces in different colours and things, but now that I know how it goes together, it will be much easier for me to choose my papers next time. A lot of the layers are just for stability. So I've got lots of little silver iridescent pieces, and then some black as well. This is the card that I chose for the background for the shaker part. Had I chosen this before, I could have cut that whole ghosty shape and stuck it down, but I hadn't, so I did it this way. I just stuck the paper onto the bottom half of the ghost and then cut around with my scissors, and that worked out fine. Making sure to go around his little hands so that you can still see them. And then there's my front piece ready to go on. Once I've added this sort of chunky piece, I guess, so that there'll be space for my sequins. I've used this card box to just push it down so that it was all nice and level. Adding in all sorts of pretty spooky sequins. I've got some pink ghosts. This is a mix that I made last year, I believe. So adding in a few of those, then adding in a few from this different mix. And then I think I grab a few from my stash as well. All the sort of pink and purple and black and white, those kinds of colours. There we go, adding in all sorts of little stars and things now. Some more iridescent ones. Using wet glue to stick this down because there's stitching, and I find that that's the best way to make it hold permanently. I do go around the edge with these little sewing clips, so these are for material with your sewing machine, but they work perfect for paper. So I put those all the way around the edge of my ghostie and let that set. While that's drying, I make my Memory Decks piece. So again, I've cut this on the silhouette, and I have cut 2 black and 2 from craft card, and I'm just sticking those together to make it more stable. Stitching around the edge and then gluing those 2 together again, which makes it a much sturdier base. like so. More clips for this to hold it together while it dries. And then it's time to attach them together. So I just use some hot glue for this at the bottom of the ghost and pop that straight onto the memory decks part. Next up, it's time to embellish, and I'm starting with my favourite thing, which is an accordion fold. So the sort of fold you would make for a rosette, but I just make a little banner piece. It adds a bit of dimension and it gives me something to start my cluster, which I really like. I like having sort of a starting point for my decorating. So there's my little accordion piece, making sure it's wide enough. Because the ghost is an odd shape, I've added a straight piece behind the accordion fold so that I can glue it down to that and then add that onto the ghost, which makes sure that I can space out all my little peaks and valleys nicely. This boo sticker was perfect. I was showing my stash to Zoe, who is 𝓲𝓵𝓃rafts, and she said the boo was just perfect for this, so I grabbed that off of the sheet straight away to use. That little pink bow I've had in my stash forever, and I thought it looked super sweet up the top there. Of course, I needed something behind my accordion fold. I needed another layer. So I've grabbed out this tulle. It's meant to have gold stars, but if you turn it over, they're silver stars, just because the back of whatever they've used to make the gold happens to be silver. And so I've used that side, sewn it onto a little piece of paper to create a ruffle. And then I'm just layering that with my accordion folded piece from earlier. I have backed this boo sticker onto just a piece of scrap paper that I've got so that I could sew it, because like I said before, the smaller things my sewing machine seems to chew up. I probably should have used something easier to get off. Maybe if I had some of the, if I'd sewn it on the proper sticker paper, and then it would have peeled up nicely, but it worked out okay. I just sort of cut off the excess paper. This is how I store all of my Halloween goodies. So I've got die cuts and stickers that I've pulled out. I did originally want to use the moon and the cloud, so I've added some glitter onto the moon and the star, but actually that doesn't make it in the end. I go for something a little bit different. I still think it needs some more colour, so I use, this is a printable paper. Who's this from? It might be from 𝓛𝓲𝓬𝓮, I think. And I just make another banner piece to go across and to pop the boo on top of. And I've added one of those foam strips to the back of the boo piece as well. These little sweets are from a mail that I got last year, and I've put them on my desk to remember to use them because they're adorable. I thought they were perfect for this little ghosty. So I'm sort of looking through. I've got a lot of doodlebug goodies, and I decided on this little sort of black doily piece. I think that looks nice behind the boo. And then I'm adding some of these little sweets, going for all of the purpley tones. Another little sweet here, which I pop up on some foam tape. There we go. So while I'm messing around adding the little sweets onto this cluster, I should probably tell you about my giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away a happy mail from me. In order to enter, you just need to be a subscriber. You need to like each of the 4 videos and leave a comment on each of them as well. I will give you an entry for being a subscriber, 1 for each video that you like and comment on. So you can get up to 5 on here, which I think is a decent amount of chances. And then I will do a separate giveaway on my Instagram as well. So make sure to check out the link in the description to find me on Instagram, and you'll have another chance to win over there. While I've been chatting, I have added some little stars from the Doodlebug sticker sheet. I have added some gems. These are from the works, and I've used a sort of metal-y colour. It's not silver, it's darker than that. And then some little clear gems as well. Some little dots of glitter glue, which are my go-to to add a little bit of something extra after I've added all of my gems. And I thought I was leaving it like this, so very sort of monochrome with the added purple and pink, but I was looking at some other things on the desk and that little orange sweet just worked in that spot so perfectly. I decided to add some more colour. So I grabbed that little orange lollipop and I thought it looked so sweet in the ghost's hand. Then of course I needed to bring the orange into the cluster, so I've added some orange sweets down the bottom there. Trying to decide which hand I want to put that lollipop in, how to make it look best behind or in front. Then these little candy corns, again, perfect colour scheme, so I popped that one next to the orange sweet. Trying all these different puffy ones. Some of them do make it in the end. Another candy corn, they look really sweet layered, those two. A little pink sweet. Even more candy in her hand, so I've added that purple, yellow and orange sweet. And then I'm sort of going back, adding in some, so there's the little black one that I've added with the yellow polka dots and some little yellow stars just to bring all of those colours in that I've used in the sweeties. And we are finished. I hope you have enjoyed crafting with me today and seeing this super sweet little memory decks. Good luck for the giveaway. I hope you enjoyed this Poochie's Memy Mondays, and I will be back to craft again with you very soon. Bye!